Welcome to the 10-Minute Treasure. My name is Jeff Pospisil, and in this video, I want to talk about receiving a mutual fund gift. I just did a video about a stock gift, receiving a stock gift, and I'll include a link to that in the description because they're very, very similar. One of the first things you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have some kind of a brokerage account. And for me, again, I use the Dakotas United Methodist Foundation and Minnesota United Methodist Foundation. They make this a super easy process. And if there's anything that changes about it, they are really good to work with. So if you are a Methodist related church or ministry in the Dakotas or Minnesota, I strongly encourage you to use them, and I will include a link to them in the description. Otherwise, you have to have your own brokerage account. And again, there's plenty of decent ones to work with. So if you're already working through an Edward Jones or Charles Schwab, or the first one I worked with was Piper Jaffray. And I don't even know if they're still around or what their current name is, but that's what they were called when I was using them. So with Bismarck First United Methodist Church. So there is a form that Diane Weller from the Dakotas and Minnesota United Methodist Foundations developed to help facilitate this whole process. And I do talk about that in the stock donation video. So if you want a walk through it, the form is pretty, she has it well laid out to collect all the relevant information, so you get the shares and the CUSIP number and that kind of stuff. But there is an important difference. And that important difference is that you need to talk to either the foundation if you're working through the foundation or your brokerage account. You need to contact them first and have them set up a BIN number. And that's what helps you receive that mutual fund shares. I don't understand what a BIN number is. Maybe Diane could explain it to you or your brokerage person could explain it to you. But you do need to take that step first is to work with Diane at the foundation or work with your brokerage person to set up a BIN number first. So there is some work you have to do before you visit with your financial person at your own brokerage. So how are you going to record this in your donor records? So you're going to receive a statement and it'll show the transaction information, and there will be a trade date and a settle date likely. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to use the trade date. Again, this is like the postmark date. So if you know the postmark rule, if a check is in the mail and it's postmarked in December, then you can record it to the old year. But if it's postmark is in January, you record it to the new year. That's the kind of the same deal. You look at that trade date to figure out when you should be recording that. And then for the amount, what do you use? And again, you are not in the position as a church to provide tax advice. So what you do is you record the description. I received X number of shares of this mutual fund. And if what I have to do in my own donor system is I have to record that as an in-kind donation, and that's just how it shows up. It'll show up on their statement, then it's 20 shares of XYZ mutual fund. So that's how the records work. For the accounting records, there is a difference again if you are planning on holding those shares versus you're planning on selling them immediately. And for a mutual fund, I could go either way. It's not as risky, in my opinion, as a single stock. So if your policy is to hold on to that for a while, that's fine. Otherwise, if you want to sell it, that's cool too. So for the date, you want to record the donation as of the trade date. And again, this will then agree with your donor records, so that's important. For the amount, what I would use for if you're planning on holding it, you should use the closing price of the trade date. So the closing price for the mutual fund as of the trade date. That's how the amount you should include there. And then when you eventually sell it, then you'd just have to record the gain or loss at that time. If you're planning on selling it, this is kind of a deviation from GAAP, but normally the difference will be so minimal that you're selling it like a day or two after you receive it, that I just record the donation as of the check amount. This is not really according to GAAP, but in my opinion, it's close enough. Rather than record a $10 or $15 gain or loss, let's just record the donation as of the check amount. All right, I hope that has helped you, and I am going to include some link information to the Dakotas and Minnesota United Methodist Foundations because they are a great partner to work through on this, and I hope this has been a blessing to you. God bless you.